The nature of space has long been one of humanity's greatest mysteries. We imagine space as a vast expanse, stretching infinitely in every direction, separating objects, stars, galaxies, and ourselves from one another. Yet modern science and ancient philosophy both suggest that this separation may be nothing more than a convincing illusion. The radical idea is that space itself is not as real as we perceive it to be, and that at the deepest level of reality, we are not located in one place. We are everywhere at once. This perspective challenges our most basic assumptions. When you look around, it seems obvious that objects occupy different locations, that you stand here and the table stands there, that the moon floats high above while distant galaxies are billions of light years away. But according to many physicists, what we perceive as space may be a construct of the mind rather than a fundamental feature of the universe. In quantum mechanics, particles can be entangled across great distances, acting as if no space separates them at all. A change in one particle instantly influences its partner, no matter how far apart they are. This phenomenon suggests that distance is not an absolute barrier, and that underneath the illusion, everything may be connected as a unified whole. The holographic principle offers another perspective. This theory proposes that our three-dimensional universe is like a projection from a two-dimensional surface, much like a hologram. If this idea is true, then the sense of space and depth we experience may be no more real than the images projected onto a screen. Space, in this view, is emergent rather than fundamental. It is a property of how information is organized, not an independent reality. Just as a hologram contains the whole image in every fragment, the universe may contain the whole of existence in every point, suggesting that you are not confined to a single location, but present in some way everywhere. Philosophical traditions echo this idea. Mystics and spiritual teachers throughout history have claimed that separation is an illusion. In Hinduism, Buddhism, and Taoism, the idea that all things are one is a central teaching. The self, they argue, is not truly limited to a body or a location, but is instead part of a universal consciousness that permeates everything. Modern science, by questioning the nature of space, has found itself circling back to ideas that spiritual traditions have taught for millennia, that the divisions we see may be tricks of perception. If space is an illusion, the implications are staggering. It means that individuality and separateness are temporary experiences rather than ultimate truths. You are not only here reading these words. At the deepest level, you are part of every galaxy, every atom, every wave of energy that exists. The idea that you are everywhere at once does not diminish your individuality, but expands it, placing your identity within the whole of existence. This notion also redefines our relationship to time and causality. If space does not exist as we think, then travel, distance, and delay may be illusions too. Some interpretations of quantum theory suggest that the universe does not evolve step by step through space, but instead exists all at once as a timeless whole. In such a framework, movement from one point to another is not about crossing space, but about shifting perspective within an already unified field. You are not traveling from here to there. You are already there, and the experience of journeying is part of the illusion. Experiences like deep meditation, psychedelic journeys, or moments of profound clarity sometimes give people a sense of dissolving into the whole universe. These accounts often describe the disappearance of boundaries, the feeling of being infinite, or the realization of being one with everything. While these experiences are subjective, they align with the scientific suggestion that separateness may not be fundamental. The mind may, in rare moments, peek beyond the illusion and glimpse reality as it truly is. Skeptics argue that even if space is emergent, it functions consistently enough to shape our daily lives. After all, we still cannot walk through walls or teleport across continents. The illusion may be so deeply ingrained that it defines our lived reality, regardless of what lies beneath it. Yet acknowledging that space might be an illusion expands the boundaries of imagination, inspiring new scientific questions and new philosophical reflections about what it means to exist. Ultimately, the idea that space is an illusion and that you are everywhere at once is less about escaping reality and more about rethinking it. It challenges us to recognize the unity underlying apparent diversity. It invites us to consider that we are not isolated beings lost in an infinite void, but integral expressions of a single, interconnected whole. If space is not fundamental, then perhaps the divisions that separate us, between people, between objects, between moments, are not as real as they appear. At the deepest level, we may already be where we need to be. Everywhere. Together. Forever.